Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Unleashes. Pakistan, the most intelligent nation on earth, you know what it did? They said, okay, IMF wants us to arrange for $6 billion. So here is the math. $2 billion, whatever is done. New chapter starts. Palestinians, Israelis shake hands and let's open a diplomatic mission. Let's do trade. Let's travel. Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, the NIA has taken over this entire probe of the attack that happened on the High Commission in London. You know about the so-called Khalistanis who had gathered around and started throwing stuff at the High Commission, started intimidating, threatening the High Commission staff, entered the premises of the High Commission and pulled down the national flag, etc. Now, what has happened is the people have been identified. I've been saying this all along, ever since it happened, almost a month back. I've been saying this all along. Be specific. Empty condemnations mean zero. They mean nothing. The government of India says we condemn such behavior. The government of UK says we condemn such behavior. So thankfully, this government, is not going to leave it at condemnation alone. That thing has happened in the past. Now, what they are saying is that the NIA is involved, the National Investigation Agency. Ladies and gentlemen, this is India's premier investigation agency as far as terrorism is concerned. So there is nothing bigger or better than the NIA. The NIA is involved and there are some great findings. I would like to read out from this Hindustan Times article. Avtar Singh Kanda, Gurcharan Singh and Jasveer Singh, they are the principal suspects. They have been identified, they have been named, there are videos, there are photographs. There is visual identification made by a staffer at the Indian High Commission in London. And, this says that the officer at the London High Commission made a SOS call to diplomatic protection officer at 3:45 hours GMT about the breach in the Indian premises by radicals on March 19th. So the 50-60 separatists, these so-called Khalistan Zindabad types, these guys were led by a guy called Khanda. Now, Khanda has an Indian passport number F8777... This is blanked out, so I can't read that, but F8777. So we know his passport number, we know he's an Indian national, and there were many in that crowd who hold Indian passports. India doesn't have the system of dual nationality, which means that these people, while they may be abroad, they will have to come back to India. So they're caught between a rock and a hard place. If they come back to India, they'll have to face the court of law. They can't stay back, otherwise they'll be illegal immigrants. So Khanda and gang are caught. Now what will happen is that over a period of time, India is going to chase down all these people, whether they happen to be in Canada, in the US, in UK, in Australia, any other country in the world. We're going to chase them down and hold each and every one of these so-called Khalistani pests to account. And this is going to happen by 2 or 3 methods. Number one, of course, their passports have been tracked down. They have been visually identified. Legal cases, as I've been mentioning for the past 1 month almost. Legal cases in India, FIRs have been filed. Legal cases for those who are citizens of UK. The Indian government will file legal cases against them in UK. Right? So there are 2 categories of these so-called Khalistanis, Indian citizens and UK citizens. And I'm only talking about the breach that happened in UK. I'm only talking about that breach. I'm not talking about what happened in Australia, what happened in the United States of America or Canada. I'm only talking about the UK thing right now. So 2 kinds of these so-called Khalistanis, Indian passport and UK passport. For the Indian passport guys, FIRs have been filed. They're going straight to jail. There are no 2 ways about it. They're done. Their Khalistan dream is over in some jail in Northeast, Nagaland, Assam, somewhere. They're going to spend the rest of their days. Number one. Number 2, the guys in UK, we are pressurizing the UK government. All diplomatic means are being brought to bear. And other things are also happening. I'm privy to certain things which I would not like to reveal, but I'm happy to state that a lot of work is being done. And you'll hear about it in the newspapers or in the news very soon. A lot of work is being done. Acha. In another news from the United States of America, these Khalistanis had started shooting inside a Gurdwara Sahib. This is the level of the Khalistanis. Carrying weapons and discharging firearms inside Gurdwara Sahib. Alright. So 17 were arrested, and amongst them, 2 have been wanted or are wanted for murder in India. They've been arrested from Northern California. Now, obviously, these 2 Khalistanis, India will want their extradition, and India will do its utmost to ensure that since they have murdered in India, they have killed people in India, they're going to come back. And let's see how many times they say Khalistan Zindabad when they are in an Indian jail. We'll figure that out also. All right. They say the accused are all members of, I'm reading from the Hindustan Times article here. The accused are all members of California Sikh community and were part of the 2 rival groups whose feud was fueled by intense personal connections. The violence started in 2018 at a Sikh parade in Yuba city, leading to shootings, including one at a wedding party in 2021. Okay. And this is what Jennifer Dupre says, Sutter County District Attorney. Jennifer Dupre. She says the 2 people arrested are mafia members who are wanted on a number of murders in India. The thing that I was mentioning earlier. Authorities have arrested 17 people. The names are Karandeep Singh, Pardeep Singh, Pavitr Singh, Husandeep Singh, Shahpreet Singh, Harkirat Singh, Tirath Ram, Dharamveer Singh, Jobanjit Singh, Gurvinder Singh, Nitish Kaushal, Gurminder Singh Kang, Devinder Singh, Karambir Gill, Rajiv Ranjan, Jobanpreet Singh, and Singh Desi. And Dupre said 5 other people, Amandeep Singh, Harmandeep Singh, Gursharan Singh, Gurcharan Singh, and Jaskaran Singh have not yet been arrested. So 5 more of these guys have to be arrested. All right. Now, in another news from Pakistan, Pakistan has outdone itself now. IMF had been pressurizing Pakistan that, you need to come up with $6 billion somehow here. You need to tell your friends, we need $6 billion because we need to pay back this money by June this year. You need to pay back $6 billion. And where are these $6 billion? Please tell us. So you need to arrange for $6 billion. Pakistan, the most intelligent nation on earth, you know what it did? They said, okay, IMF wants us to arrange for $6 billion. So here is the math. $2 billion Saudi Arabia. Done? Check. $1 billion United Arab Emirates. Done? Check. Now, 3 arranged out of 6. The balance 3, they're asking IMF to give. So can you believe this? IMF, which asked Pakistan to arrange for $6 billion, is now being asked by Pakistan to arrange for $3 billion for Pakistan, which had to arrange $6 billion. Does it make any sense to you? Well, apparently it makes a lot of sense to the Pakistanis. So they have asked IMF to start begging on their behalf. This is a new low even for Pakistan. And in another news from Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif lauded and appreciated the efforts of Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir of the Pakistan Army and said that even at the cost of reputation, our Army Chief has made tremendous efforts in this regard. Basically, what he's saying is that, like the entire, cabinet of Pakistan and their bureaucrats are begging for money all over the world, they put their Army Chief to the job. They told General Asim Munir, they told him, Munir Sahab, you also start begging because the entire nation is begging apparently, so you also start begging. And this is what has happened. And he should have kept it a secret because, after all, he's a general, he's a uniformed person. Shehbaz Sharif shouldn't have spoken of him like that, but he apparently did. This man keeps on talking day in and day out. And, it's only obvious that he will make a mistake someday. And he does that very often on a daily basis. He says something which he should not have said. Now he has said that. General Asim Munir, at the cost of his own reputation, which means that at the cost of his own honor, he started begging. And he has begged and he's been a successful beggar. So congratulations, General Asim Munir. That's all that I can say. I mean, I'm not saying this. If Pakistanis are offended by what I'm saying, I apologize to you, but this is your Prime Minister saying it. You can see the newspaper. It is your Prime Minister. I'll put it up again. I would request the editor to put it up again on screen, and this is what he says there. At this moment, I'll also say that even at the cost of reputation, that our Army Chief has also made tremendous efforts in this regard. So he's saying that even at the cost of reputation. And he said that he could not share further details regarding the army chief's contribution and efforts, but this is also a fact, which means that the army chief has begged even more than what is being disclosed in the media. He's really outdone himself, the army chief. All right. Now, very interesting news, from China. China says that it is ready to facilitate peace talks between Israel and Palestinians. Now, this is a setback, for two countries. Obviously, we want Israelis and Palestinians to be friends. The world wants that. This conflict should stop. But this is a setback for two countries. Number one, it's a setback for, the United States of America, because United States of America was always playing the big boss, the policeman, and United States of America was trying to, play this balancing act all over the region, which was not so balancing after all. And China quietly stepped in. I'll make a video separately on this one day where the US is going wrong. This entire woke mindset, this softness of the United States of America. This is something that will drag America down in the drain. I'll make a separate video in this regard, but suffice to say for the now that China has convinced Iran and Saudi to patch up, which is big news, massive news. America had not been able to do that for a long time. China has been able to do it, and to the extent that both countries will now open embassies or reopen embassies which had been shut for a decade or more. They will reopen embassies in each other's countries. So that is one. Second thing, very important. You see, now regarding Israel and Palestine, this is one of the oldest conflicts of this century, or even the previous century, oldest conflicts. I think it goes back, decades and decades. And now China is saying that we want to play peacemaker. What if China is successful? And China will be successful because China talks logic. China talks money. China talks maths. Americans are very wishy-washy in their policies. They claim to bring democracy and they destroy entire regions. And that is the cost of American democracy. Now, China is not a democracy at all. So what does China carry with it? China carries a checkbook. China carries with it business. And it carries with itself practicality and common sense. I think that's all I need to say here. And you would have understood. So this is what China carries. Now, the other big loser, apart from the United States of America, is Pakistan. Pakistan has always benefited from this rivalry in terms of ideology, in terms of charging its own population, saying that, this is happening and this is happening and Palestinians are being killed and murdered in their millions. I don't know. Pakistanis have this very strange habit of making up numbers and, quoting fictitious studies. So they'll do that, but I think there's going to be a big loss to the Pakistanis also, because one cause of hatred will be obliterated and they will not know how else to hate the Israelis, because if this comes true, if this actually happens, and if China manages to say that, okay, whatever is done, new chapter starts, Palestinians, Israelis shake hands, and let's open diplomatic missions, let's do trade, let's travel from here to there, shut down everything else, and all these Iran funded, you see, because this Hezbollah and other terrorist groups which are operating there, right? Who's funding them here? Who's funding them? Most of these groups there are being funded by Iran, all right? And these groups being funded by Iran gives them that oil money. Iran has a lot of oil. Iran gives them oil money. And these groups are funded by Iran. So once Iran and Saudi Arabia are on a common platform, facilitated by China, China can also facilitate this. China can also tell Iran that, hey, listen, we are doing trade with you here. We are helping you. Now, what you need to do is stop interfering there. Stop arming these terrorists. Disarm them. Stop giving them money and training. And ask your Republican guards to step back. China can do that. China can do that, and I'm very sure China can do that. Pakistan loses a lot in this entire game. Pakistan has no face to show because Pakistan obviously, it will always try to say that Israel is threatening us. Israel wants us to recognize Israel in the sense that Pakistan should be recognized by Israel, or Israel should be recognized by Pakistan, vice versa. And Pakistan will make up all these stories trying to whip up popular sentiment like it did against America, right? They benefited from America. They took billions of dollars from America, but yet, even today, the greatest, I think, anti-American sentiment, if it exists anywhere, it exists in Pakistan. Deliberately crafted, a deliberate narrative put forth. So, this is exactly what Pakistan will lose out on. A very, very big motivational tool. You know, the way they have been misleading their own population about Palestine, that will go away. And this is how Pakistan will suffer. So ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the end of this video. We have a new Shorts YouTube channel. It's called TCD Shorts. You'll find the link in the description. Please go down below, click on the link and subscribe to our channel. We'll keep on posting shorts there and I hope you'll enjoy them. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you like it, press like, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.